Before we begin, let me ask you something simple. What if everything you know right now becomes useless in the next few years? Sounds dramatic, I know, but this is exactly what's happening. Technology is moving so fast that entire industries are disappearing, while new ones are appearing out of nowhere. The world you're living in today will not be the same world you'll live in 10 years from now. And the people who understand this early, the people who upgrade themselves before the world forces them to, those are the people who survive, who thrive, who stay valuable, and who never get left behind. And if you've ever wondered what skills you actually need for the future, skills that guarantee opportunity, income, financial freedom, and relevance, then congratulations, because this is the exact video you were searching for. And trust me, the next few minutes might be uncomfortable, but they will change the way you prepare for the next decade. The truth is, most people don't realize how fast the world is shifting. They think the future will come slowly, like a rainstorm you can see from far away. But that's not how it works anymore. The future doesn't arrive gradually, it arrives suddenly. One new technology, one new platform, one new invention, and boom, millions of jobs vanish, new opportunities explode, and the world reshapes itself overnight. Ask people who ignored smartphones and watched their businesses collapse. Ask taxi companies that ignored Uber. Ask companies that ignored AI until it replaced half their tasks. If you ignore change, change will erase you. But if you understand it early, you rise above the world while everyone else struggles to keep up. The next decade belongs to people who learn faster, adapt faster, and think differently. And the skills you'll hear today are not random. They're the exact skills that top CEOs, scientists, futurists, and world leaders believe will decide who thrives and who survives. These are the skills behind the highest paid jobs, the most powerful companies, and the people who will shape the future. And as you listen, you might start to notice something. Every single one of these skills is learnable, not inherited, not gifted, learnable. Which means the next decade doesn't belong to the smartest people. It belongs to the people who prepare. And one of the most important skills of the future, the one that will separate leaders from followers, is the ability to think critically in a world drowning in information. Most people don't think anymore. They react. They scroll. They believe whatever is easiest to believe. But the people who survive the future are the ones who can filter information, analyze deeply, question assumptions, and understand the truth behind the noise. And it's funny because critical thinking sounds simple, but it's becoming rare. The world rewards fast opinions, not deep thinking. But the future belongs to deep thinkers who can solve problems others can't even understand. Another skill that's becoming unavoidable is creativity, not the artistic kind only, but the kind that helps you connect ideas, invent new solutions, build new systems, and see what others overlook. AI can write, draw, calculate, translate, code, and even edit videos, but it still struggles with imagination. The ability to create something truly original, something shaped by human experience, that's a skill AI can't replace. And people with creative problem, solving will dominate the next decade. They will build companies, products, apps, ideas, and movements that reshape industries. Then we have emotional intelligence, which is quietly becoming more valuable than technical skills. You can teach a machine to do almost anything, except understand humans. And the future, no matter how technological it becomes, will still be driven by relationships, trust, leadership, communication, conflict resolution, and empathy. The people who can collaborate, inspire, negotiate, and connect deeply will rise higher than those who simply know how to do tasks. Another future skill, one that's changing careers everywhere, is data literacy. You don't need to be a data scientist. You don't need advanced math. But if you can understand how data works, how it tells a story, how to interpret it, and how to make decisions with it, you become a powerful asset. Because companies don't guess anymore. They measure everything: customers, markets, performance, behaviors, patterns. And people who understand how to read that information will always be in demand. The next skill might sound intimidating at first, but it's simpler than it seems. Understanding how AI works. Not building AI, not coding AI, but knowing how to use it, how to integrate it into your work, how to make it your assistant instead of your replacement. The people who fight AI will lose. The people who use AI will win. It's that simple. And the sooner you understand this, the safer your future becomes. Adaptability is another skill you cannot survive without. The world is moving too fast for rigid thinkers. The people who succeed are the ones who can reinvent themselves repeatedly, who don't cling to old identities, who don't fear new challenges, who aren't afraid to start again. Adaptability is the new intelligence. The more flexible your mind is, the less fragile your future becomes. And then there's communication, the skill that is timeless, priceless, and powerful in every generation. The ability to speak clearly, write persuasively, express ideas beautifully, and communicate with confidence will open every door. The greatest opportunities go to those who can express ideas better than others. The world listens to good communicators long before it listens to good thinkers. Digital fluency is another survival skill. You don't have to know every platform or every tool, but you must understand the digital world, because every job, every business, every opportunity is shifting online. If you know how to use digital tools, online systems, remote workflows, and the newest technologies, you stay ahead of the majority of people who still operate like it's the year 2010. The next one might surprise you, but it is one of the strongest predictors of success: self-management. Not time management, self-management. The ability to stay disciplined, focused, consistent, productive, and in control of your habits while the world throws distractions at you. Most people fail not because they are incapable, but because they cannot control themselves. In the next decade, the people who can manage their focus will outperform people who can't, even if they have less talent. And the final skill, one that ties everything together, is lifelong learning. The people who stop learning at 20 fall behind by 30. The people who stop learning at 30 become irrelevant by 40. The people who keep learning never fall behind at all. The future belongs to people who upgrade themselves constantly, who remain curious, who reinvent themselves as the world evolves. That is what makes someone unstoppable. And here's the truth. Learning these skills doesn't guarantee success, but not learning them guarantees struggle. The world is changing faster than at any point in human history, and the people who grow with it will rise. The people who ignore it will sink. But if you're here, listening to this, then you are already different from most people. You're paying attention. You're trying to prepare. And that alone gives you an advantage. Because the next decade won't be won by the strongest or the smartest. It will be won by the most adaptable, the most curious, the most creative, the most emotionally intelligent, and the ones brave enough to grow before they are forced to grow. Before you go, let me leave you with this. The future isn't waiting for you. It's already moving, already changing, already choosing who will rise and who will be left behind. If even one skill from today's video made you think, I need to level up, then don't let that feeling fade. Act on it. If you want more deep, practical, no-nonsense guidance like this, content that actually prepares you for the next decade, hit that subscribe button and join a community of people who are not just watching the future happen, but building it. And if this video sparked something in you, even a little, share it with one person you care about. Because changing the world doesn't start with everyone. It starts with someone. I'll see you in the next video. Stay sharp. Stay curious. And stay ready for the future.